Mekko, tell me about the issue that Hickory Ground has had with the Poarch band in the past.
Excuse me. It's, we came involved with the issue back in 2006. And the way it came about was my wife and I were getting ready for our ceremonies like the next day. And word came down to me that this issue had came up. And it was a enormous challenge because all we are is just a ceremonial ground that's carrying on our traditions. And we were involved in a political arena, so to speak. So that was a big challenge. And one of the things that gave me the incentive to take up the issue was I thought about my ancestors, you know. I've heard that through my mother and the elders that our old homelands back in Alabama. So that gave me the incentive that the remains that were being disturbed could be my grandparents. And as of today, I have a 93 or 94-year-old uncle that's good in mind. Tells me that his grandparents buried there. But since desecration took place, all the remains were taken out. And as of today, we don't know where they're located or how the repatriation took place. Usually in the regulations that the remains and the artifacts are supposed to put back in the same as where they were excavated from. And a few years ago, our Creek Nation, I guess you would call them anthropologists, but anyway, they were working hand in hand with the Poarch's, I'll just state his name, Robert Tripp. They were working hand in hand, and all of a sudden we lost contact from them. And not too long after that, they were getting ready to repatriate. It's like 2 days' notice, you know. And so we never got to be part of that.
Have you had any conversations with tribal leaders in Alabama in regards to Hickory Ground?
The very last time I had conversation with the leaders was, I don't exactly remember what year it was, 2007, I would say. And that was the last meeting I had with the chairman. And back then, the grounds, you know, had been desecrated, but there was no buildings on there except for the parking garage. That's all there was. So on the last day of the meeting, I had several council members there with me, plus our attorney. And Poarch Band chairman asked me what my wishes were. And my reply was to put the remains where you excavated from and let it go back to nature. Let the land go back to nature. Because back then there was no buildings or anything. And all they had to do was rebury the remains where they got them and let it go at that. And he didn't take that too well. So that's probably the last contact I had with him.
Describe your emotions in learning about this resolution that's up before the House of Representatives currently.
Mm-hmm. On that part, a lot of our nations all across the U.S., Indian nations, because they are going through this process of sacred place desecration. And to me, Hickory Ground has to be the number one, example of what took place. And it was not our choice to leave our remains, our ancestors. So when something like that, it's supposed to be there for forever. It's their final resting place. But to hear something where the remains had been dug up was hard to take, because that's could have been my very own ancestors, my grandpas.
What do you want Muscogee citizens to know about this issue and Hickory Ground?
I would like for the people to know that there are several tribal towns still located in Alabama. And it just so happens that one day these other tribal towns could face the same issue that we are facing today.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
In closing, I would like to give my appreciation for our principal chief, our second chief, the council members for coming on board. That gives you the incentive to fight this thing. Like saying involved with ceremonial grounds, we're not in a political arena. So we need a lot of help there, and that's why I extend my appreciation to these people.